Hello, everyone. It's Birdie here, the recycled hippie chick. How are you doing? I am ready to get busy with my goal for 2024. Oh, and just gab. I just want to gab. My husband's run me out of the living room, so he thinks I'm needy today. So he's told me, just go make a video. So he can watch his TV show. I guess he thinks I'm talking too much. So I'm going to come in here and do a video so I can talk too much and you guys can shut me off. Oh, I got to laugh about it, right? Okay. Where do I even start? There's so much I want to tell you. Well, this is what I've been doing. This year, I want to use what I have. Not that I buy anything anyway. It's not like I'm doing this because I buy too much. It's that I have too much free stuff that I just want to use up what I have. So I have just been pulling things. These are scraps that I ripped off of a page I was making a journal out of, and the page was too long and it was already collaged. So I just ripped off the ends. These are 2 pages. So I just went ahead and turned them into a tag. You know, they were already kind of stiff because I had underpants on them. So I just put things on them and made little tags. These 2 things need to go on something, so we'll have to do that. Piece of cardboard. I had 2 pieces of cardboard left over from my journals I made out of cardboard. So I said, well, I'm not going to leave 1 scrap left behind on this cardboard. So I just collaged on them and turned them into tags. This was one that was a larger piece together. It was a larger piece of, I don't know, scrap. So I cut it in half and turned it into 2 tags. And I have these bags of, I have 3 bags. They were like 96 cents or something like that from Temu a long time ago that I had when I did my Temu order. And so I got 3. There's what? 50 pieces. This is the one I opened up to get rid of first. I thought, well, I need to start using them. I've got them. So on these here, instead of looking for focal images in magazines or anything, I just used those little stickers that I already had. And then this was one I had, and instead of turning it into a tag, I just folded some, well, I guess it is a tag, isn't it? Instead of making it tag shape, I just folded some Christmas material over it, and it's a little journaling spot. So those are what I've got done so far. I did make this one. This one's going in my faux Tim Holtz journal. I guess I could show you what I've got done so far in it, because I probably won't keep it. This is all material, covered tag card. I just collaged material over it and then sewed around it. Stuck a piece of paper over the top to journal on, and, you know, put some collage material on top of it. This is one of those old, remember back when they were roller shades and you pulled this down to pull the shade down? I just used that as my top. And then I put a little, I've got so much chain from old jewelry that I tear apart, and then I just keep the chains for some reason. And I thought, well, I'm just going to start using those and putting them on these little light bulb pins and, you know, use them. So I found a little use for my chains. Let me get my faux Tim Holtz journal, and I'll run through it real quick with you and show you what I got going on. Okay, I saw a video of a lady who was she was kind of, I don't know what you call it, reviewing or trying to sell Tim Holtz material that he had out. And I thought, wow, I really like that journal, but I'm not going to go buy any material. So I just took my own material. These are actually 2 white t-shirts that I took, and I just stamped and sprayed. I sprayed ink. Well, first of all, I sprayed the whole thing with inks. This one had yellows in it, and coffee, and this one had coffee and green. And so I sprayed all over them and let them dry, and then I went over them with stencils, and then I went over them with stamps. Made my own material. And then I just clustered on the front, and I added a little, I'm going to do some slow stitching over this. This is glued on right now, but I'm going to slow stitch around this to hold my little tie in. And this side was too long, so I just folded it over, and it makes a cute little pocket on the back cover. So I have a little pocket, 2 pockets in the front that I will put, you know, something that's too big for that one. I'll put a little tickets or something in there. Anyway, you get the gist. And I have not, I made this tag to go in here because she used a lot of cloth and made tags out of cloth. So that's what gave me the idea to do these. So I'm going to do a lot more of those using the scraps of the material that I made this book out of, and make tags for this and make pockets. I haven't made any pockets. This is a pocket that I made out of scrap material, and it flips out. Here, let me pull this over here so you can see. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make a little button right here and just cut a slit in here so I can button it shut, that little pocket. And, you know, I haven't worked in it, which I probably won't because I don't think I'm going to keep it. I just had fun building it. I have fun building them, but I just didn't, I don't know, I have a hard time keeping something really nice for myself. Isn't that crazy? I tend to keep the misfits for myself and sell the ones that I think are really nice. This is some of my homemade collage paper. I just love it. Making it out of magazine pages that you don't want, and sanding over the top of a stencil to get the texture in it. And it takes some of the glare off of the magazine picture. And then I put some texture, well, Amy's texture paste. I just take my heavy gesso and mix baby powder in with it to make texture paste. I don't know if I have anything else in here. Here's one that I just took this tag and turned it upside down and stamped a picture on it. I'm going to hang some dingle dangles from this hole. And then I just glued a piece of, I sewed a piece of the material on and then glued it onto the other page, so it made a little flippy flap. And this was some where I took my stencil and I dabbed my ink pad over it and then spritzed it with water and then smashed it on a paper, and I love how it looks. Love, love, love it. I need to make more of those. Maybe we should make some of those today. Here's just a little tuck area. I actually thought maybe I could stick a tag in there. Some old wallpaper. I don't think I've got anything else done in here. I did gesso a page or two because it takes so long to dry, so I thought, well, I'll let the gesso dry until the next time I play in it. And then these things here I want to put in it, and I haven't. This is one of my tags I made, and I liked it, so I wanted it to go in here. I made just a little cluster that I want to stick in somewhere, and this will be a pocket that I put in somewhere. So I went ahead and just stuck those in here so they can be ready next time I work on it. But anyway, I call this my faux Tim Holtz journal. You can do it. You can make things out of what you already have. Okay. So, I've been seeing everybody talk about you know, this year using what they've already got. I have, let's see here. I have this drawer that I have labeled things to make tags out of. So everything in here is something I could use to make tags out of. Okay? Maybe I've started one and I didn't finish it or whatever. It's just Happy Meal cards my grandkids get. They could care less about these cards. So I thought, I'm going to bring them home. I can collage over them and make tags out of them. This was a description that I had on a book that I had in an, what do you call it? Antique mall. So I thought, I'm not going to throw it away. It's perfectly good. I'll make a tag out of it. Here's some that are very boughten that I need to grunge up and turn into something more usable. These are boughten. This one's boughten. So I need to do something with it. I had used it for a price tag somewhere. So these could, everything in here can be turned into a tag. So that is my goal this year, is to go through this and actually do with what needs to be done. I have this one over here, another drawer that is all stuff that needs to be made pockets out of. I have stuck stuff in here that doesn't belong. Looks like I've got stuff. Yeah, everything in here can be made into a pocket. See, I have saved tea bags. I have McDonald's French fries that can be turned into a pocket. I have these these came off of record albums that I had cut off. And these are little, you know, perfect if I cut it and make them into tags. I have seed envelopes that can be turned into pockets. Am I saying tags still? I mean, these can all be pockets. So everything in here, see, I've cut these wallpapers, and I've glued them on a piece of paper to make them more sturdy because they were vintage and they were gonna not make it. These can be sewn around, maybe add a little cluster to or whatever, and be ready for pockets. So that is also my goal this year. Here's one I've started. Looks like a little pocket, and then a little pocket down here. Well, good grief. Glue it on a page. Get it out of the way. Get it going. Here's one that I have made. A little pocket, a little pocket, a little pocket. I need to glue it on a page. So things need to be used. That's my goal this year. And I was, whoops, sorry. I was watching, oh man, these are all done over here. I just need to have a day and get pages and just glue all these in. See, I have stuff done. This is a corner pocket. Needs to be sewn on a page and maybe a cluster put on it. So anyway, that's my goal. Look at all of these. Oh, Amy, you nut. I make stuff. Oh yeah, I'm in the mood to make corner pockets while I'm watching TV. And then I just stick them in here and I don't follow through. 2024 is the year. So today I am, well, let's just, while I'm visiting, let's just grab out something and start. Today, today's the day. Today's the day I start. Let's just start with these. So, I got to pull my notes because I've been making notes. I've been watching Coralie at Magic by the Ocean, and hers is adorable. She is doing a hashtag. I will list everybody I talk about down in the basement, okay? Coralie is making a hashtag. It's called Rehash Your Stash. So she's wanting to use up her stash too, which I thought was adorable, that name, Coralie. Let me get set up here. Okay. I also know Carol at Recrafted by Carol, she's doing unfinished projects. Like, I'm joining her on Sunday afternoons. She has made a list. I made a list. What is that little? There's a little. Oh, there it is. She has made a list of all of her unfinished projects, and this year she's going to go down that list and try to finish them every Sunday, even if she just works for 30 minutes on one item that she has unfinished, which is exactly what I have here, unfinished items. She's going to, and I'll work on these again tomorrow with her. She's going to try to finish her unfinished items. I just see a lot of people that are doing this, and I think this is the year. This is the year we all work with what we've got and try to dwindle it down a little bit. I need something to stick in there because when I'm gluing, it tends to get stuck together. This is going to be my little opening. So I need to stick something in there. There we go. To keep from getting stuck. Okay. So I was watching Coralie this morning. She's the one that got me all fired up to come in here, except for my husband just telling me go do something. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know where that piece of paper went. It just flew somewhere. I guess we'll find it later. I have a question for you, Coralie. You talk about your partner. Okay, what does partner mean over there? We don't say partner at all here in America. So I was wondering, what does partner mean? Is that I've heard other people over the pond say partner. Does that mean your husband? Does that mean your boyfriend? How, in what context do you guys use partner over there? I'm just a curious girl wondering, I am curious about everything from somewhere else about, you know, like when people in Europe say biscuit and our biscuit is different than, you know, I think you guys mean cookie when you say biscuit, or I'm just curious about all that stuff on how we're different. So Coralie, I was just curious about what is partner. Is that, I'm guessing in your case that means your boyfriend because he doesn't live with you. So I'm guessing it's a boyfriend, right? But I think I've heard other people say partner and it was their what we call a spouse, a husband or a wife. What we call a husband or wife. So can you fill me in there so I can learn a little more? I don't want this to stick to my table. What else did I want to ask you, Coralie? Oh, and I'm sorry to all of you. When I comment, sometimes you're probably seeing that I comment several times on one of your videos because I kind of have to stop the video when I have a question or a comment and comment right then, or it will be gone. But if you have a 20-minute video and 5 minutes in, you say something that I want to comment on, I have to push pause on the video and go comment on it right away, or by the time I've watched your video, it's gone. So I'm sorry that some of you probably get 2 or 3 or more comments out of me on each of your videos. Because, you know, that's what I have to do. Like Coralie, I was hollering at her. Coralie, make your cover page with the deer on it your center page so it can be like a 2-page spread, because both sides of that paper she was using was adorable and she made it on the outside of her signature. And I was like, no, put it on the inside. But, you know, she can't hear me over there. So I think it's adorable how she says fiddle fart. Coralie says she just Fiddlefot. I don't know. I can't even say it like Australians. But it's so adorable how she says fiddle fart. And also Christina on Christina Shack, she says she's just mucking about or mucking around. It's just so cute. I love it. Love, love, love it. What else do I want to say here? Oh, Coralie, I have another question for you. This is like my question and answer session for Coralie today. Do we know what you look like? I need to see you guys that do videos at least once in a while. Do a face-to-face at some point, somewhere in one of your videos, because I need to see if your voice can be put together with your face in my mind. I'm a visual person. I want to picture who I'm listening to. And Coralie, I don't think I have ever seen you. So I was just wondering, is there one of your videos I can go to see you so I can put a face to your voice? You know, random strange questions that only Birdie would have. I'm sorry. And oh, I wanted to show you Coralie. This is Coralie question and answer. She wadded up a bunch of ribbon and bias tape, which I have not used bias tape. This is called seam binding. So I get the seam binding because it's just one layer, and then I get it wet and I wad it all up, and then I take a rubber band and I wrap all around it and let it dry, and then it comes out super crinkly like this. So that was something I wanted to let you know about. I have not tried the seam binding because it's folded. I have not ever used it, but I'm sure I have some, so I'm gonna have to go out and give that a try and see what that's all about. She was doing her seam binding and it was not crinkling, so I was wondering if maybe there's something that they do to that seam binding so that it doesn't crinkle or wrinkle, or what. Okay, now I'm completely sticking here. I probably have just mucked it up. Yeah, totally failure on film here. We'll call that an FF. Failure on film. FOF. But I'm going to use it anyway because that's what I do. I'll have to glue it back together later after it's dried because it's now falling apart. I've gotten it so wet. I'll wait till it dries up. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, my husband just came in and stopped me. Wanted me to look out the window. I had 2 deer in the back eating out of the bird feeder. So I have a brilliant idea. I gotta let these, I'm only gonna do one side. I bought a bag of corn because my friend Carol, they feed their squirrels and stuff corn, and I decided to try it again. I've tried it before and they didn't eat it. So I bought a 50-pound bag of corn because it was cheap at the granary. Now, you know what I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to fold it over on the sides so it can't come apart. So I bought some corn, and there again, once again, they will not eat it. So my husband just came in and those 2 deer were out there. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start putting a couple buckets of that corn out there that nobody will eat and see if the deer will eat it so they can have some corn in our backyard. Oh, it's so exciting. I'm so excited about it. Such a cute little image. I'm going to save that for something. So yeah, I just got to see 2 deer. I know. It's the little things that excite me. I get excited. Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong, she has all kinds of deer come up in her yard and they just lay down out there. They're like little puppy dogs. And I get excited watching when she shows those on her videos. And now I have 2 of my own. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna start feeding them. I don't know why. The guy across the street shoots his gun 24/7. So I'm sure he's just waiting for them to have for lunch. Ugh. I know we need to, because there's so many of them. I'm sure they damage crops and stuff, but gosh, I love animals. I love animals. Coralie was talking about on her video this morning how she feeds her dog a special diet and it's got kangaroo meat in it. And she had to say that too. You know, they cull them out because there's so many that, you know, it becomes damaging. So it's best that we use it for food or something instead of just killing them to get rid of them, right? Okay, now there's one, and I happen to be able to do both sides on this one because I did not put the matte gel medium over the top. I just put it under the paper. Here's a little strip to go right there. There we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it all. Take it clear around. All right. What have you guys been doing this weekend? I'm supposed to be going to the dump today, but I talked myself out of it. I'm just going to leave that in there until it dries. Husband was going to help me. I usually go to the dump by myself. You guys know that. And I asked him if he would go with me today because it's so bitter cold. I think the high, it was 6 when I woke up this morning, and I think it's only supposed to get up to 12 or 16 today. So it's really cold. And I thought this is perfect because the ground is frozen. It's been so mushy and wet that I haven't wanted to go to the dump because, you know, I don't want to get stuck. Wait, I want to make this one wrap around again. So I'm going to hold off on this picture, or whatever this is. So I thought now's the time to do it while it's frozen. So I asked husband if he would go with me. He said yeah, today while he's off. So we were going to go to the dump, but it is just so stinking cold. And I was worried because this week we're supposed to it's supposed to be in the 40s, and it's supposed to, well, for Kansas, they say 30% chance, which is a crapshoot because you don't know what you're getting for 30% chance here. So I thought, okay, what if it gets wet and mushy and I haven't taken my stuff to the dump? And because I take our household trash. I'm not spending money on trash anymore when I can take it to the dump an entire month's worth for $10. So I said, no, it's too cold. I don't even want to go out there. I don't want to load it. I just don't. Twice I changed my mind. And once he was getting up to put his boots on, he's like, girl, make up your mind. Do you want to go to the dump or not? I was like, no, let's not. So I'm hoping I don't regret it. He's like, it's in the shed, you know, it's in a corn crib. I just take it out and put it in the corn crib until it's time to go, and then I back up to the corn crib and unload it. So it's not like it's hurting anything, and it's cold, so it's not like it's stinky and full of flies. So it's okay. It's just I beat myself up about it. When I have a plan and I throw myself off, it gives me anxiety. It's like I have to fulfill that plan, and I don't. A little bit of Amy therapy. You don't have to fulfill your plan. It's okay if your plans change. There's no rhyme or reason here. I'm just collaging these just to make them so they don't look like a tea bag envelope. Just so I can turn them into a paper clip, or I don't know, some of them I don't know why I'm gluing paper on the back, because some of them I could just stick down and this could be a pocket. But I am, because I don't know what I'm going to use them for. So it's okay if I'm collaging them. It's okay. And look at the paper I'm getting rid of. But these are also fun, just to take them, close them up, and paper clip them onto the side of a page or something. There we go. All right, let's go on to a pocket or something, since I'm sure you're bored with tea bags. Let's do a couple of these. Let's do a couple clusters on here. I don't care if it's the same, because if they go on journals that sell somewhere, you know, every journal can have a similar little cluster. And I don't care if things match either. I'm just looking for size and color, since I've already basically got the book page there. And then maybe we'll put a little, I don't know, something. Or whoever buys it can put their own little focal point on it, right? Okay, let's go ahead and put this lid on the matte gel and grab out some glue. And I mean, really, it's a naked journal. I wouldn't need to put anything on it. I could just simply put this in a journal, and whoever purchases it could, you know, put their own thing on it. I don't know why I think that I need to put something on it. I don't know why. I guess I just want to give somebody a jumping off point. Simple as that. I mean, you know, it's not a looker, but once you put a little, let's just say, look at this one. See, these pictures are kind of cute, or you know, what do I want to call them? Colors are kind of cute with that. So bam. See, isn't that cute? And then I will probably sew around this, or I will put these in books and sew them into the page. Well, shoot, let's just keep using these stickers. We have them here. I've pulled out the ones I want for my own journals. And something I didn't do with that one that I should have. Okay, so my inks are pert near dried out. I've just been spraying them with water each time I use them. And it gives them a little more something to use. I saw somebody on one of the junk journal pages on Facebook say they use glycerin and water, and I'm like, why? Why even waste money on glycerin when water works just fine? So now the archival inks I think are permanent, and I don't think you could do that with those because they're not water-based. But all of these distressed inks are water-based, and they're fine to rehydrate with water. Just a tip from Birdie. Just a little tip for your toolbox. Let's stick this little straight edge under here. Look at that little cluster, would you? Let's put some kitties on there. Nope, this one's a smaller one. Wow, some of these are smaller. I'm going to cover up that little... I'm going to cover up something, so might as well get it over with so it's painless. One more. There we go. Now, let's see. I like this little guy right here, these little fishies. So let's see if we can't find something that'll be fishy color. Let's just do this. Simple as that. Nothing else needed but a little bit of water for the fish. Let's see how far this goes on. I might not need to glue clear up. No scrap left behind on this project. Yep. It'll be just fine. Okay, now. These are not fun. I'm not a sticker fan anyway. I don't know what possessed me to even get them except for the price. I went on because I needed a water brush for my watercolors. I love using a water brush, and this is my, what did I do with it? Here. This is my watercolor brush, and I've been using it for quite a while. And I said, girl, get yourself some water brushes. So I got a set. There were a set of 3 like this that you put water in, and then you could just squeeze it out as you're doing your watercolor. And they were like $3 for all 3 of them. And while I was there, I saw those stickers, and you know how Temu is. They suck you in. I don't know why I can't still get rid of this one, but It's still hanging around. Okay, there we go. So, even if that's just a little bit, we got a little bit done. And I will shut the video off and continue on. I'll turn on my Durrells of Corfu. I am watching that series once again for about, I think this is probably my 8th time. So I'll turn on Durrells of Corfu and watch that while I continue on here and play today. Oh, look here. Here's another page that I did underpants on. So I can make another tag out of that. And these will be dry. And honestly, I don't think I'll do anything else with them. Maybe put a sticker on them. I don't know. But they're ready to go. I'll ink back here, and those will be ready to go in a journal. So thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I'm glad that you stuck around. And Miss Moss, I hope this gives you some entertainment while you're pricing your goods from the auction last night. I don't know. I wanted to get it done last night so that you would have some entertainment, but my little paint night overtook my evenings. So I will yak at you guys later, and I don't know if I'm going to stick a picture on the end of this or not. We'll see what I've got. Bye-bye from Birdie.
All the way back up there. Kind of neat, kind of embossed. But here, I don't know what size they're off of. Probably a 600 and some series. I'm just guessing anyway. It could be 700 or 800 series. I really don't know. But I figured worst case scenario, I could always sell them for art.